Hey guys, Gary here from RV Living Life. Today we're in the mid-bath and we're pretty excited about an update to this guy right here. Hey guys, Gary here from RV Living Life. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an exciting update to the Micro Air Easy Stat, or the Micro Air Easy RV thermostat. And I really like this update. I actually wrote to them when I bought my system and I told them that I love the system, but I don't like the scheduling. The scheduling, you can't change what sources of heat or cooling you want to use according to the schedule. You could only just pick what you're going to use, and then the schedule would just use that one device that you pick. But it would never do auto between your AC and your furnace. And you can see here at the beginning of this, you can see I'm in zone 1 in the bottom right corner. And then in the next row up in the middle, you can see I'm on cool and heat pump. So this is zone 1 and I'm on cool and heat pump. And when I tap that, I can pick whichever I want. You can see I can turn that zone off. I can put the fan on only. I can cool it. I can use the furnace. I can use the heat pump. Or I can use auto heat pump, which is all the settings it used to have before. But now it has auto furnace. And you can see there with the icons that you have cooling and furnace, which is fantastic. So in zone 1 here, I have it set cool and heat pump. So during the day, it'll AC down to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And if it goes below 72 Fahrenheit, the heat will come on in the heat pumps up above. I'm going to flip over to zone 2 and you'll see the difference. I'm cooling to 80 degrees as well, and I'm heating to 74, but I'm on cool and furnace. So that means that my AquaHot will turn on and it will heat my floor when it gets below 74 degrees, which is really what I'm looking for, because I want the heat pump to run at the front of the coach and I want the heat pump to run at the rear of the coach, at night of course, to keep us warm. But the heat pump in the middle I don't want to use. I want to use the furnace, because zone 2 in the middle, it uses the AquaHot, which heats the floor. So with this new setup, I can put the zone 2 on cool and furnace, and then I'll flip over to zone 3. And here you can see I'm on cool and heat pump again. So zone 3 is the rear and zone 1 is the front, and they're both on cool and heat pump. And zone 2 is the middle and it's on cool and furnace. So when it gets cold at night and the furnace comes on, it's going to heat the floor instead of using the overhead heat pump. It's going to use the furnace, which is great. So that's really nice to be able to select what items you want to have on. The other thing that's really cool is up in the top right corner, if you hit the gear, you can go to the settings here and you can look at the schedule. Now the schedule is completely changed. You can see before it used to just be 3 different zones and you'd have up to 4 different times a day where you could change that zone. Oh, and by the way, if you want to know more about how to set these up and how to use them, go back to my first video. I'll leave it in the description or on the screen somewhere. Go back to my first video and I go into great detail as to what all the settings do. But this video I'm making about the new feature that they've done, they've changed the scheduling, which I really love. So here's the scheduling. Okay, so this here is an example of how I was scheduling in the spring when I got back to Canada from Florida. So it was cool nights and hot days. So what I did was I set up the schedule, and you can see at the top you have your 7 days, so it's a 7-day schedule, and at the bottom you can have 6 events for each day, which is really good. So we are on Sunday, as you can see there, and Sunday at 6:30 a.m. I have it set at 70 and 75. I'll just click on that, and you can see this is the zone 3 in the bottom left there. I have the cool and furnace setting and 75 and 70. Okay, and that starts at 6:30 a.m. in zone 3, which is the bedroom. So it'll bring it up to 70 degrees before we get up in the morning. We're generally up before then anyway, but hey, if you're sleeping until 6:30, it'll at least be warm when you get up. Now this one here is zone 1, which is the front of the coach. At 8 a.m. that goes to cooling to 77 and heating to 72. Now, this pretty much stays this way all the time, same with the bedroom, but these settings here are to reset them back on a schedule in case you had changed them away from the schedule while you were doing stuff. So what happens here is it'll go the cooling and heat pump, and we'll save that. That's zone 1. And actually, I should just go back to the first one again. This is zone 3, which is the bedroom. I just want to show you how you can pick all the different things now. Now, you can actually independently shut this zone off, which is wonderful. You can have it on fan only. You can have it on cool. You can have it on furnace, in our case, aqua hot. And you can have it on heat pump, which is the top AC on heat pump. You can also have it on cool and heat pump. And you can have it on cool and furnace, which is our aqua hot. Quite a few different settings here. So for this example, I'm just going to leave it on cool. Whoops, actually I should put it back the way it was. I think it was on cool and heat pump, yes. So immediately at 6:30 a.m., to recap, it goes 70 and 75 on the rear AC, or the rear heating zone, which is the bedroom and rear bath. And then at 8 a.m., we take zone 1, which is the front where all the glass is. We cool to 77. It's probably cooler in here at that time, but as it gets up to 77, the AC will come on. And then if it's below 72, the heat on the top heat pump will come on and warm it up. So it's warm when we get up. On the next one at 12:15, I have this one at cool and furnace. Now all the ones that are 15 minutes after the hour are all zone 2. I do that on purpose so that I can tell each. So if it's 30 minutes past the hour, it's zone 3. If it's on the hour, as at 8 a.m., it's zone 1. And if it's 15 minutes after, it's zone 2. It's just an easy way of me looking at the schedule. But back to 12:15, what I'm doing here is I'm setting the floor heat to 84 or to 74 degrees, and I'm cooling to 76. So the center of the coach will start cooling at noon, and we're heating the floor to 74. We're actually turning it down from the night before a bit. And then when we get to 3:15, I'm bringing the floor heat up again. You can see it's zone 2. I bring it up to 76 and cooling to 78. And then at 6:15, I'm bringing the floor heat up to 78, which is about as warm as I want it for this time or in springtime of year. Normally, I don't even heat the floor in the summer, of course. But when it's spring and the temperatures swing a lot, it's nice to have a warm floor. And then the last setting at 7 p.m., I have it set at 77 for cooling and 72 for warmth. And that is zone 1. So that is the same as at 8 a.m. I've duplicated that one. Here it's on cool and heat pump. And here it's also on cool and heat pump. So it's the same setting. I just duplicated it. I can put in another setting there or what have you. But it's great the way that works. Like, let's say if at in the evening, let's go to the 7 p.m. The reason I like to have it on heat pump is when we're running the aqua hot on electric only, it doesn't really heat things up as much as if it was on propane. But we're trying to save propane, so we just run it on electric. And what happens is the heat pump in the front will heat the coach because it's got its own, heat pump in it. That's one source of heat. The aqua hot is another source of heat. So if I switch this to cool and furnace, I'm not running the heat pump in the front. So I'm using the electric to heat the front of the coach, the floor, and if I had the rear of the coach on furnace too, I'm using the whole coach. I'm trying to heat the floor with one heating element. So I like to have it on, let's get back to that, cool and heat pump. So if I need to heat the front of the coach, it does it with the heat pump instead of the aqua hot. So I'm not straining the heat on the aqua hot. And that's about it. And at 8 a.m., what I like to do here is actually switch this back to floor heat or back to the furnace heat. So it will blow on the registers during the day, so we don't have to listen to the overhead heat pump. But you can see it's quite configurable, and you can change. The biggest thing about this change is you can change what source of heat according to your schedule or what source of cooling. This here you were not able to do in the scheduling before. And I think it's fantastic, and I'm really excited about that. So anyway, I guess that's it for today. It's just a short video to show you how this all works. Oh, and actually, like, this is my Sunday day. I can copy that to Monday, click copy to Tuesday, click copy to Wednesday. And then I have the same events on all days of the week, right? I've done it right to Saturday. So I've done them all. You could have separate events on each days. Maybe you work Monday to Friday, you want different heating and cooling on the weekends, what have you. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you learned a little from this video and how excited I am that scheduling is this way. It's really awesome. So I guess that's about it, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe, ring that little bell, and leave some comments. I love answering comments. I answer every one of them. Take care, everybody. Bye now.